Morning YouTube, how are we doing? I am very much getting used to doing these videos super early in the morning at 4 a.m. once again it seems. But hey, at least this time I'm not on a fucking fastest run and I'm actually just out here enjoying a little bit of walking. You join me today on a full day of eating where I start the day off by not eating. If you watched the last video, you know what I'm doing. But I am out on my fasted walk to begin with, and today is a rest day. We are on, I guess what the equivalent is, peak week for the Gower Peninsula Ultramarathon training, 52 kilometers. Oh, it sounds fun. It's going to be a good one, I can't lie. I am really excited for it, but my body is beat up, to say the least, especially during a week like this where I have two completely conflicting goals, where fat loss is up there as a priority and ultramarathon training is up there. My expenditure is high, my food intake is low, my strength is high, surprisingly. I feel great though, I do feel great. Just today's like the first day where I'm like, holy shit, I need a rest day. And thankfully, today was that day. So I thought, hey, everybody shows full days of eating when they're eating super high foods. Nobody really showcases when they're on the super low food side of things. So that's how I'm going to do it today. Today we're on 1700 calories, and the main aim for me today is probably to hit about 180 to 200 grams of protein, lots of meat, lots of veggies, lots of protein sources. That's exactly what we're doing today. But yeah, I thought today I will take you through my day, how I generally structure it. I have an extremely busy day actually today, which I find extremely beneficial for rest days, because rest days can suck, especially on lower days of food. So if you can keep your mind and yourself busy, you can keep a lot of kind of hunger at bay essentially, just because your focus is diverted elsewhere. This is why I'm getting my steps in now, because one, it's cooler, two, it's my routine, and three, I need to be at my desk today. But yeah, extremely busy day lined up. We've got 2 consultations as well, which is always fun and exciting. But yeah, excited to see where things go today. And I will catch you at meal 1, and then yeah, I will front load on some protein and veggies. So I'll catch you in a bit. It would be rude not to get a cheeky youngster. They got the new Lando Norris one. Give it a little taste test. There's no bin anywhere, so we're popping on the floor for a second. It's supposed to taste like melon apparently, I've heard it's good. That's disgusting. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna drink it, but never being bought again. Meal number 1. What we're kind of doing this morning is we are prepping both meal 1 and then I am prepping what will be my meal 3 later. Since I've got a little bit of time here, I'm just essentially gonna use the same vegetables for meal 1 and meal 3, just in a different way to obviously enhance the flavor and make sure shit doesn't get boring for me. So we're working with a good old onion, some pepper and some tomatoes. So the whole aim this morning essentially is gonna be to have an egg white omelette, super filling, super delicious, which is obviously great. And then this evening, I'm gonna be prepping a little bit of chicken, obviously not 2 kilos, but I'll be pairing that with the veg, which is some smoked paprika peanut butter, which to me, and a bit of chicken, sounds amazing. Never tried it before, but then we'll use these veggies in more of a fajita style. But especially with like the preparation side of things, this is why I think this is extremely key to know your day in advance, because I can look at my day ahead and already kind of highlight, look, you are going to struggle to have the time to cook later. You have nothing prepared. So as we know this in advance, let's take some of that hassle out. Let's take some of that stress out. And by doing this, not only do I know what I am going to be eating later, but in the same light, I know that I don't have to waste any additional mental energy. I'm reducing the potential of me making any decisions that may impact my goals. When we're working with a low amount of calories, ensuring that I make the best decisions can require quite a lot of mental energy. If we can remove a lot of this kind of element, at least to begin with, it puts us in the most advantageous position to hit our goals. And this is obviously a huge tip for me. If you've got the ability to do so, prep your meals in advance, whether it be on the day, whether it be at the weekend. If you want to spend your Sundays getting a little bit of meal prep in, it goes a long way. Yes, it's the hard choice to make. Yes, I understand you probably just want to sit down, watch a little bit of Netflix, but the hard decisions and the hard choices you make ultimately are what determine your future and what make life easier for you. It is hard to meal prep. It's hard to think about your decisions in advance. It is difficult to do that, but it's also just as difficult to live in the same body. It is just as difficult, if not more difficult, to never achieve your goals. Choose your hard. What decision are you going to make today that's going to impact your future? Is it for the better? Is it for the worse? Is it a little bit in the middle? Ultimately, that responsibility falls on you, nobody else. It is taking ownership for our actions. It is taking ownership for our decisions. We have to do that in life. So now we've got our third meal of the day all prepped and ready to go and cooked for later, so it's nice and fresh. So we have meal numero uno. 500 grams of egg whites, 80 grams of tomato, 80 grams of onion, and 80 grams of red bell pepper, which obviously will be repeated later. One of the main staples, and you will see that consistently throughout every meal I have within the day, is that there's always a source of protein within it, and there is always 2 sources of fruit and veg at a minimum. The reason for this is because obviously, one, look at this meal, the size of it. Well, this is what, 300 calories, give or take, 350? Structuring my meals and my days in this way is going to enable me to have sustained protein throughout the day and also help keep me full due to the amount of fiber and veggies I'm consuming alongside the protein, just to help regulate my body, regulate my body's natural hunger systems. I've topped that with this, which is probably the best seasoning in the world. I've just got it, I'm hyped over it, tahine, I think it is. If you don't know, get to know. This is also when I will take my morning sups. 2 fish oils, if you can see that. A vitamin D, and then just a generic multivitamin on top of that. And the hatch. And then, because it's a rest day, so I don't forget to take it, I will also take my creatine monohydrate. Shout out to CN Sport. We are now officially partnered with them. Which is mental to say because I've been using their supplements for about a good 5 years now. This is a discount code exclusive for clients at Coached by Keevil though. So, which I'm buzzing about because obviously when you think about the brand, you think about my social media presence. Like it's not massive, but it's like 70,000 people. And we came to the decision, it was like, okay, let's just keep it exclusive to your clients. Fantastic, that's exactly how I want it. I don't really get a kickback for it. It's for their benefit. You know, that is the key thing there. And that's all I really care about. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this now, watch some YouTube because I'm brain rotted. Then we're gonna get stuck into the first work block. We have one consultation this morning with Terry Ann. We're gonna go over her goals and see where she wants to go moving forward in the future and how Coached by Keevil can essentially assist her with that. As I mentioned, we've got another one at 6 p.m. tonight. And then I've got a ton of content stuff to get done ahead of time because we are heading away next week to Manchester for a day or two for some personal development course. So that would be obviously fantastic. But yeah, let's get to scranning. Pardon the mess that is in here. It's a little bit hectic all around here, but the morning's been good so far, been extremely productive. We are looking now at 10 to 12. So yeah, we got a good chunk of time essentially from this point onwards to be able to focus on a little bit more work. To be honest, I'm not relatively hungry at all, but I know I should need something. I need a little bit of a snack, and I got something that came through the door to help solve that. The cookie dealer. I haven't ordered from these in years, and when I opened it, I had to admit, I was a little bit disappointed. If you've ever bought the cookie dealer in the past when it was the cookie dealer before it became the cookie champion, something like that, you remember these were like huge cookies and they were the nuts. Now, I'm sure they're still probably gonna be the nuts. Look at them. This is what I've got for after running the Ultramarathon, the Kinder Pistachio cookie. I cannot wait to have that. But these used to be like the size of my head. They are smaller, they do mega cookies now, which I think are the half pound ones. But they do like 4 flavors and all the flavors suck. So this costs the same as it used to, which I know with inflation probably makes sense, but really disappointing, especially the size of these, which I'm excited to try, but the Perform White Chocolate Hazelnut Cookie. You know, this cost me 4 quid. Little protein cookie cost me 4 quid. Yeah, I want to give this a go now, and because like I said, I'm not really that hungry. it is a good thing to start incorporating. Plus, it's been a long time since I've really had anything quite sugary in my diet that isn't from a natural source, so it's good to kind of incorporate these, in my opinion, just to kind of help regulate that side of things, scratch those itches, cure those cravings, all that good jazz. Now, what I do alongside that, which if you're eagle-eyed and already seen, is I will pair something like a little bit of more of a treaty thing, what I crave, alongside something that is healthy and nutritious. So I have alongside this a bowl of skyr with 2 portions of fruit, so this being strawberries and blackberries. Now the reason I do this is because ultimately we're having something that's a little bit more filling as a result, because realistically, what the fuck is this tiny little cookie gonna do? But alongside it as well, it's not just gonna help keep me full, but it's also gonna be packed with nutrients and what my body actually needs. So this is more of a fulfilling and sustained meal rather than just a little snack that's gonna spike my hunger up and just make me even hungrier later. So it's being tactical before I head out, because I'm gonna go head off to do some work in a coffee shop afterwards, and the last thing I'm gonna need is looking at those pistachio croissants in the fucking coffee shop and thinking, oh, still gonna be thinking that, but I'm gonna be hungry. I'm gonna be more in tune with my body. I'm gonna be more in tune with my thoughts. So I'm not gonna think I'm gonna be fucking ravenous and destroy 7 of them. This is 17 grams of protein and about 350 calories, which doesn't sound good as a macro. It's not a high protein snack. They don't market it like that. They just market it as a protein cookie because that's what it is. It's half the calories of the other cookie and double the protein. Yeah. That's what we're working with here. It smells like white chocolate hazelnut. Let's give it a little go. I'll be honest, that's mid as fuck. I'm gonna eat it. Don't get me wrong, but that's not the, it's not the best I've had. I can't lie, this is better than the cookie. It's with the inclusion of this, I understand that the rest of my day is gonna have a little bit of a knock-on effect. This is kind of, especially for a rest day, my main source of carbohydrates, which pains me to say. But it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make to incorporate something like this that I should enjoy. I will enjoy it. It's just I had a bowl of cream of rice instead. But that's the trade-off. And look, lessons learned. We'll now enjoy this as much as I can and get back on with work. So I'll catch you in a bit. Hola again, amigos. We obviously back now, as you can tell, no longer in the office. No longer out in the Cafe Nero. It's been about 5-6 hours since I last spoke. Since we last done this, I have literally just got back. And we have a call with Hannah upcoming, which I'm super excited for. It has meant I haven't had a lot of time in between kind of going back and forth with things today. That is just part and parcel of life at the end of the day. Hence why the meal I am just about to have before I pop on this call is just a lovely green salad with prawns. As you can tell here, you would have seen me just make it. Nice, easy, delicious, extremely nutritious, extremely healthy. Which is exactly what you would think, but you know, this is why it really pissed me off. And this is why I'm excited about this upcoming call, because with Hannah, she wants to lose weight, but she's never looked into anything like one-to-one coaching before. You know, she's seen a couple of social media posts here and there. It can be quite a confusing world, and she wants to learn a little bit more as to what it entails. So it's a fantastic opportunity to be able to jump on a call and to be able to discuss it in a little bit more detail, where she is at, where essentially a service like myself can actually slot in, and how we do assist her in the process. Because I know a lot of people don't actually understand what one-to-one coaching is, especially the type of people that I typically work with don't have that innate understanding as to what a coach does offer. You know, in the world of bodybuilding, for instance, it's a little bit more understanding. People know what it is. I think my mum and dad at first, pretty sure they were like, just like, am I Zooming people doing a gym session? You know? So yeah, if you're an individual who maybe hasn't really got an idea as to what one-to-one coaching is, obviously if you head to the first link in my description, my website details a little bit more as to what we have to offer. But if you want to go that one step further to see, you know, is this actually something that could be applicable for me in my life? Would it work? Anything like that, if you've got any questions regarding it, obviously drop me a message on Instagram or book in for a half an hour call. During the discovery calls, we will go over, you know, what you're currently facing, the current position you find yourself in. We'll take some actionable takeaways from that point that you can implement straight away. So you're still getting some benefit, you're still getting some value off that call at the end of the day. And we'll also discuss what essentially the service is, whether it's be something you'd be interested in looking further into. If you were interested in doing that, as I mentioned, top link. Nevertheless, I was talking and rambling about social media does piss me off because there will be people that demonize this type of meal, and it makes it so incredibly hard for certain individuals. You see online, never to eat processed food. Like, I understand we want to be limiting ultra processed foods, of course. They still do have their place and they should be incorporated in some way, shape or form. But with that said, processing, it's going to happen. It is part and parcel of the food distribution process, and this is where people will get confused because this entire meal is processed. I have not cooked a single bit of this meal. The prawns, processed. The salad, extremely processed. The sauce that's gone over the top, it's like an apple something mustard. Delicious, but it's an ultra processed. Yeah, it's extremely nutrient dense, it's protein rich. And the convenience of it, as I'm proving here right now, is going to be a much better decision for me to make rather than opt for, there was a Greg's next door, a sausage roll. Now there's nothing wrong with having that, but with my current goals, my current behaviors, they don't align with one another. Whereas this helps me keep on track. It's going to be a lot more filling. All in all, it's just a better option on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to quickly eat that, jump in this call now with Hannah, and then I will pretty much soon be after trying to finish my work and then finish my last meal, which is the one I prepped this morning. Was supposed to be meal free, but as you can see, life happens, things get in the way, and I didn't have the time to cook, so this is the next convenient thing. I've just pushed that meal back, I've swapped things around, happy days. It's about being adaptable. You can have a plan in place. Plan is never going to be 100% perfect. Doesn't mean you have to throw everything out the window. What is the next best thing? This is the next best thing for me. Happy days. So yeah, I'm going to jump on this call now. I will catch you after. And yeah, speak to you then. Well, purely from the fact that you can hear my voice and you can't see my mouth move, I completely forgot to speak afterwards. So basically, after my consultation with Hannah, she signed up then and there, meaning I got straight to work filling out her program. The work that I put in earlier in the day, making sure I prepped that fajita veg, as well as having the peanut butter chicken available, allowed me to have a quick little meal whilst I could work. This, for me, was an extremely busy day, but hopefully actually filming on this day provided some helpful insights for you to showcase how we can actually stay on top of our nutrition despite having extremely busy days at work, even with relatively stricter, lower calorie goals at hand. It had to be said that this meal was absolutely delicious. Paprika peanut butter chicken is incredible. And it's something I'm definitely going to have more of, especially when I start increasing my calories post-ultramarathon. Which, as the time I'm doing this voiceover, is a little over a week and a bit to go. If you guys and gals are interested at all in seeing how I approach this, then I would appreciate a subscription. If you do have any questions off the back of this video, please drop me a message on Instagram or leave them in the comments. I'm more than happy to help. And if you're also interested in coaching, that will be the top line of the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.